If there's one thing I've learned about building a legacy home in West Africa from scratch, is this. What looks perfect on paper does not always make sense when your boots hit the soil. When we designed our home, we thought we had everything figured out. But as the clearing started and the land began to take shape, we soon realized that in order to build a home that will last for generations to come, we had to pivot. Hi, I'm Angie. Welcome to Unleash Lifestyle and Travel. So glad to have you here with us today. Today, I'm taking you behind the scenes of the 5 blueprint changes I made and the one structural adjustment I did that completely saved my foundation. So, if you are planning to build abroad, pay close attention because these changes saved my sanity and my wallet. Change number one was we flipped the house. Yeah, we actually literally flipped the house. If you look on the original document, you'll see that the carport that is now on the left side of the house, looking from the front, was initially on the right side of the house. So we had to flip the house because when we got on the side, I was told that this building, which I'm going to put up somewhere here, is actually a church. And in Liberia, when churches are having services, they will actually put their sound boxes outside of the church and raise the volume to the brim and just upset the neighbors. They're actually having service with their neighbors. So once I heard that that was a church, I was like, mm-mm. Because on that side where the rooms, there where all the rooms were, we had to do some adjustment. So we had to flip it. We had to flip the house. We put the rooms on the opposite side, and then we put the carport, that's the kitchen, the laundry area, all of those on that side. So that was the first change that was made to the blueprint. I wanted my family and friends to feel like they are staying in a luxury resort when they visit Liberia. So when we did the 3D layout, when looking at the physical framing, the original guest room felt a tiny bit tight. So we extended the square feet slightly to give that premium spacious breathing room. So that was the second change that was made to the blueprint. The next was the ensuite windows. Light is everything. The original plan called for, a standard small ventilation windows. I decided to extend those windows, to pull in massive amounts of natural West African sunlight. If I wasn't there on the ground, I wouldn't have been able to make this change. The only thing was one of the rooms, when I realized that they were making the windows so little before I could request the change, I felt it was too late. I mean, in the future, we could widen that a little bit because my engineer told me he does have a machine that can, cut the wall. So he told me just leave that. When we are continuing the building, we can do that cutting. And we can always use the machine to spread, to widen it if I decide to do so when I go back to continue the build. Now let's talk about the heavy duty structural changes. These are changes that, cost more upfront, but protect your investment forever. First in this category is the walls. The standard wall height just wasn't going to cut it for the grand vision I had. So I made the decision to increase the wall to a soaring 16 feet. My engineer tells me that the standard in Liberia is, I think, 12, between 12 and 14. So we went 16. So the wall was increased to 16 feet. Not so much for the look of the house, because looking at the house from outside or even inside, it looks gorgeous, when the ceiling is high. And that is one reason why we did it. And the next reason was just to make sure that the house remains airy. Not only does this look incredibly gorgeous from outside, but logistically, high ceilings keep a house in Africa significantly cooler by allowing hot air to rise far above the living space. The next was raising the foundation. Once we broke ground, the unique composition and nature of the soil became obvious. To completely safeguard the home against the heavy tropical rainy season and ensure total structural integrity, we modified the blueprint to increase the foundation height. We literally lifted the footprint of the house out of the earth. It took more concrete and more steel, but knowing that my house is sitting on a fortress of a foundation gives me, peace of mind. And again, I was fortunate because I was there. That's another thing too. If I wasn't there, they would have just done the barest minimum as always. Now, if you're still watching this video, it means that you're a true part of the Unleashed family. So I have one bonus secret blueprint change just for you, and that is the kitchen window pivot. Originally, the kitchen window was designed to look straight into the back porch. But when I thought about the lifestyle I was building here, I realized that I wouldn't want to wash dishes and just stare at concrete or patio furniture. I want to look at life. So I completely relocated the kitchen window to face the side garden instead. Now, when I'm cooking or at the sink, I'll be looking at the lush tropical greenery, fresh flowers, and the food that will be growing on this land. It's a tiny layout shift, but for our daily peace and mental health, it's a massive upgrade. Being on the ground during your build, you have a lot of advantages. So these are the 5 changes that I made to the blueprint. Building a house like this is a masterclass in adaptability. You actually can be rigid when you're building a legacy. Drop a comment down below and let me know which of these 5 changes you think was the smartest move. And if you are enjoying these videos, make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to support directly, check out the Super Thanks button below. And until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.